middle ground. There is no dreadnought armor for magic damage. I've been saying this season in and season out. That's what makes the gambit of playing a hard carry, physical damage hard carry, so plausible, or at least relatively risky, but the fact that overloading on magic is okay.
It really is, and I think if you want to go full, like a little bit more magic resistance, it's either you go full Athena Shield, or even the Radiant Armors are super expensive. Yeah. So I get what you mean.
For sure, Athena Shield, Radiant Armor is probably going to be the go-to item here for Light on that Franco. Won't be surprised if he goes ahead and just picks that up as the first item, because he will need to help survive that on to a team fight. Just weave the ultimates, reset the cooldown of the ultimate by getting kills, and that's how RSG can win team fights.
And here we go into the Land of Dawn for the first game in this best of 7. A step away into crowning a new champion. This is RSG Philippines versus Smart Omega. No vertical jungling, no invades happening just yet. Look at the Mamba. He's putting up a perimeter, but wait, the bottom, Kelra gets hooked in, forcing the Filipino Savage to use his flicker. Oh wow, we're off to the races.
Right off the bat. And that's something you don't really expect. You don't expect Franco to be right there on the bottom. So normally you'd be like on autopilot mode and just go for the farm right away. I love that RSG capitalize on that knowledge, or that common sense knowledge, and use it to their advantage to get a flicker cooldown right off the bat.
Yeah, it may be a small thing, but could eventually have a big consequence. Another hook by Light, and that is another battle spell forced out. Purify on Etamax is gone. That's 2 for 2 for Light when it comes to very crucial pickoffs.
40 seconds until the turtle here, and we see that our junglers are already making the rounds. I'm assuming at least one more rotation between Demon Kite and Ryzen. And here's what's interesting, all right? Another thing we forgot to mention, yes, there is that side lane, mid lane mirroring, as well as these roamers. But talking about Ryzen and Demon Kite, they're two very different kinds of junglers. Look at this, Chakmu very low, stretching up already, knocks up Light, but he bites the dust. The Demon Kite drawing first blood, but they trade out, tank for tank. They're forward, heads are rolling. Here comes Nats, picking the fight. Oh, the Dyrop is not just ready just yet. The show ain't stopping.
And isn't that the weakness that you get with the Dyrop? After that, the Wisdom Strike, you're just not ready to re-engage. And he is not even level 4 yet. So there's no way that he can actually fight. And Nats is capitalizing. No way!
He punishes. Renzio stays a little too long. Demon Kite secures the turtle. Dawning Light a little too late. Ryzen already bites it. Chaknu bouncing ball away. Damage control for Omega here. RSG literally miles ahead, 1,000 gold, 2 minutes in.
Man, they are playing this early game incredibly well. Demon Kite already with 2 kills. That turtle going to their side, even though it looked like Omega were on their way to taking it. Great response and trades early on in the game for these two teams. But right now, RSG with the lead.
Looking really good so far for RSG, and they're not even pulling off anything special yet. All they're doing is capitalizing on Light, just making use of the cooldowns that are active on their battle spells, and it's already doing so much damage, it's crippling Omega's ability to take the team fights.
Yep, throughout this weekend, throughout the playoffs, actually, I observed, we all watched, we all saw how Chaknu just grew into the Franco. How about now? Maybe when the shoe's on the other foot, what if it's Omega's time to actually deal with the Iron Hook?
Yeah, they're going to have to really watch out their positioning, their timing in team fights. They'll always have to look out for the Iron Hook. Oh, but in the top of side, Renzio
goes down! Aqua, that is an unorthodox hit from him. Dawning Light from down south, make that mid. Taking him down. Omega, again, we call them the Kings of C and the Comeback Kings, but what are their chances of coming back with a 2,000 goal lead and a 3-kill deficit under 4 minutes?
I would say it's still pretty good considering the pick is always there. You got the Franco, you can always go for the squishies, go for Etamax, go for Kelra, which again is not really also a prime target. So there's very limited stuff that Light can actually do in the late game. That's why he's doing extra work right now.
Nats is relentless. Nats is going in, giving Renzio a hard time. He's giving him hell, basically. Oh, here to avenge his fallen comrades in Onyx, putting up that sticker. By the way, we are mere inches away from
right there.
The players of Onyx. We got Ryota, we got Miko over here next to the desk. Turtle already started up by RSG here. Demon Kite takes it, 100% Turtle take rate. This could be bad. Ryzen spinning away, getting stunned, and another snipe from about point blank. It's Eman who secures it with that Brody.
So aside from Eman getting the kill, I think that this battle mode is gonna get punished so hard by the Savior.
Yes.
He could not move at all with that mystic field on the ground. It's just impossible.
Yeah, he only has that one dash, and RSG want to get more from this bottom lane. They only get a bit of the gold there. Now, what RSG is doing right now is just sticking together, and Nats alone is forcing more rotations by Omega into the top side. You can definitely say that Nats is dominating this early to mid-game XP lane matchup. He's 2 levels above Renjo on the Diroth. Nats already has his Enchanted Talisman, already almost about to get the Dominance Eyes. Renjo hasn't even built his first item yet.
Yeah, we're gonna get there soon, and right now I feel like Omega, and I think they're just going to warm up here a little bit, so let's give them time. There's always that thing that you do when there's an Omega game, and that's just not underestimate them. Just slow it down, and just look at the big picture.
Yeah, you would be wrong to think that you always have Omega on checkmate, even if you are about 3,000 gold ahead under 6 minutes. This is possibly the last turtle of the game up in 30 seconds, and it's so difficult to be both Renzio and Kelra, but they're looking at trade down bottom. What a mirror! Again, it's so wrong to always just say that Omega has it all figured out, or you have Omega figured out.
Yeah.
Look at this, the Filipino Savage. This is what I love about Ryzen. He's okay with babysitting. Look at this. He's the one who's checking and making sure that the Lunox hits that mid-game spike.
Yeah, basically they're buying time for that big Ruby DD play that Keller's setting up for and farming up for. And they love that. Ryzen's going to be the one to finish it off. But basically that's the plan, right? Kelra and Renzio are probably the ones who can do damage with Ryzen finishing everything off. Let's see if that's going to work.
And a jump in by the Mamba. Kelra raining down. Heavenly fire on him. And Light bites at us. He's already been darkened down. And Demon Kite still, despite the early assaults, taken down. Not punishing Etomax. Demon Kite goes. Punched in. Eman trades for him. It's a double kill for Eman. And it's a 3v2. Shaknu bouncing ball away. Can the Filipino Savage survive? They push down mid lane. That is unstoppable. SMX is going nuts over this action. 4 go down on the side of Omega.
We hear that again.
Yeah, I don't know why I just went R like a pirate, but the Raiders going wild all over Omega as we check out the replay. Darkness is what Omega saw, because after what RSG just did to them, fantastic execution, you have to appreciate Nats on the Esmeralda. He was relentless onto E2Max. All he did was stand beside that Eve and burst that, but take that Eve down, and RSG said, thanks Nats, we'll follow up. Thank you, Light, for your early sacrifice, and RSG, Aqua, Nats, Demon Kite, and Eman played that team fight perfectly.
Yeah, that big team fight actually got them like 20% of their gold increased here for RSG. And they're just going to keep doing this over and over again until OMG is actually ready to actually commit to one big fight and actually get away with some kills here.
Brilliant itemization. I just want to point out Rose Gold Meteor for Eman right away. That's why he was able to survive the magic damage that Kelra and E2Max are dishing out. That's why he got a triple kill in that last team fight.
Yep, they're playing hide and seek right now because Omega cannot afford to go head-to-head against what RSG is going for. Again, the aforementioned Rose Gold Meteor just blunts a lot of what Omega's trying to do right now, so they are just pushing elsewhere. Gotta appreciate the mirrored Ube from both teams. 3-man coalition from Omega, and then 2 down bottom. As for RSG, it's the same 4-1. It's the same 4-1. Nats is so self-sustaining.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, this Esmeralda is going to be the main problem for Omega because they will not have enough damage to deal with Nats. If they'll want to take down Nats, they're going to have to commit almost everything onto that Esme, which leaves what will they have left for the other members of RSG? So RSG are not rushing this Lord. They're still respecting the capability of Omega to come back here. They do have a Kufra, Eve, and a Lunox. Altogether, if you weave that, can set things up for Renjo and Ryzen to finish things off. Omega are getting closer to the Lord pit. RSG want this Lord.
And they're going up for it. Look at Nats. He's the only one there. He answered back by the barangay captain. They take down Light first. Eto Max, the firepower is real, but it's all about Nats. Double kill, serving it up to Eman. And the steal by Ryzen. You will not walk away scot-free. 4 for 1 plus the first Lord, Kelra, the Filipino Savage, the only one left standing. They're going to deal some permanent damage here. RSG pops the Holy Shield in the top lane inhibitor, and they get what they want.
Aqua's just becoming a god here on the Savior. If you look at the lineup here, just look at the dawning light here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This was a great initiation by 2. Look at Nav starting things off.
Line it up.
But Aqua said, hey, thanks for that. Lined up 4-man ultimate. Dawning light, make it 5. He hit all 5. Emma got the marks off. Emma got the ultimate off. RSG got the kills, got the Lord, and have a massive lead 10 minutes into this game.
And that is all they needed. And right now, Omega, though, they're roaring. They are angry. They want more. They want blood.
Perfect that they have their 6-man, the Lord, jump in.
What?
Chakra with the flicker rampage. The revenge gets down Emma, the shutdown. But they do trade off. Aqua goes down. Ryzen gets him. Nats taking down the Filipino Savage. Here comes Nats. He's still going. Light protecting his behind. And still, Omega push the assault. They're still going. They're going to take a tier 2 of their own down bottom.
They got the Lord. They are now on the offensive. What a turnaround there from literally out of nowhere. Just really good positioning. And Chuck Mamba missing that initiate, but still making it work.
Yeah, actually, he hit what he needed to hit, which was that knockoff.
Savior.
The Tyrant's Rage was stopped by Light. Savior damaged by Omega, but the combo coming in from Kelra to help turn the tide of that fight in favor of Omega. Nas here almost single-handedly turned it around, but at that point with Aqua and Eman gone, RSG cannot do enough. Good thing Ryzen didn't have his ultimate near the end of that fight, because if he did, RSG would have been punished even more. Now, the gold lead is still around 5,000. Omega, you just saw their winning condition happen a few minutes ago, or just a minute ago. They need to surprise RSG. They need to take RSG by surprise with an initiation, with a combo, and get your wins. Don't force anything. Omega, the last one, they didn't force anything. They played that incredibly well.
They were flowing like water, basically, right?
Yeah.
It was so smooth. And right now, though, again, they're going to need more luck. A lot more of that. Like so much more.
They can try it again, but I don't think Nats is the right target.
Yeah.
If they try it on Nats, they may just end up walking away with nothing. Nats is eating well right now.
Here in the playoffs, Nats eats 1v4s for breakfast, especially on that Esmeralda.
He eats 1v4s for breakfast at 9 p.m. That's how ridiculous.
That's how hardcore he is.
That's how ridiculous the young Nathaniel Estrologo is playing right now.
That's an esports body clock meal right there. You have breakfast at 9 p.m. It's the other way around.
It's like right after practice.
Yeah, we're night owls here. And speaking of eating really well in this matchup, Kelra actually, with his items, already having the Genius Wand, it's actually something RSG have to respect. Yes, this is still a big gold lead, but Omega have the tools to surprise RSG again and take them down. And look, he just picked up the Divine Glaive. That's going to be a lot of armor, magic penetration onto Nat, onto Light, onto Demon Kite. Omega have the right tools to turn this around.
Oh, they're turning this jungle into the barangay. Look at this. Light catches one, but it's a wrong one. Kelra blasts him. Eman in trouble. Ryzen jumps in with a lethal counter, but it's not going to lead to anything. Aqua blasts the young jungler from Omega, and it's a 1-for-1 so far. Light for Ryzen. I'll take that any day as RSG. Aqua gets a double. Etumax, the captain falls, and that's a 3-man coalition that cannot afford a contest from RSG. They're going for the Luminous Sword.
Aqua's going and fighting for MVP here. He is doing everything so well. He's timing the skills so perfectly. When Omega's just looking like they're backing. No, not really. You're not backing. You're not going anywhere.
Man, I wish I was a good lyricist. It was our very own. It was OSX, right? That line in the battle rap. shotgun ni Eman or Eman shotgun, but what we are seeing right now is Aqua's magic beam. I'll come up with a better terminology.
Laser.
Laser.
Yeah.
Magic laser beam. Let's go with that.
Yeah, that's
Speaking of Aqua, that's why the magic is there. Also has the Divine Glaive. Lightning Truncheon. The Lightning Truncheon is making it even more punishing because every time Omega gets hit by the ultimate from the Savior, they're also close together. So the Lightning Truncheon is resonating that damage.
Yeah, he's gonna lock in that glowing wand soon as well. So watch out for damage from that Savior.
Yep, nobody will survive. They're taking no prisoners, especially with the way that they're pushing these waves. The pressure is real for Omega. I'm looking and I'm thinking, what about late game scaling? I think Omega is in trouble. They have to play off of the fact that Chaknu is capable of miracle plays. I think that's their one win condition.
Yeah, absolute masterclass out of nowhere, out of the blue ultimates here from Chaknu is what exactly we are looking for. And itemization, though, obviously, RSG is going to be ahead. But you know what? Omega's catching up a little bit.
Catching up, and Kelra, though, he's very happy. Again, you'll see here the idea of Omega always is make sure Kelra gets his farm. He is already fully built. Necklace of Durance, actually, as his last item pickup. You'll get a lot of cooldown reduction from that, but more importantly, you're reducing the healing that Demon Kite and Nas are getting. Nas, of course, the Esmeralda, naturally great with healing. Demon Kite with the Guardian's Helmet, getting a bit of healing of that will make sure that Omega have the tools to reduce the healing that RSG has.
But we're getting to a point where the itemization, that goal lead, is starting to not really matter here. And that's where Omega starts that comeback power. They get that mojo at around this time here. And that's something that RSG always has to keep in mind. I mean, they look like they're ahead. When you look at the scoreboard, you tab on that, you look like they're very far ahead. But not really. If you look at the big picture,
it's closer than we think.
It has to be all in the hands of the Mamba. There's no other way that this can happen. If Chaknu falls, the rest of Omega have to capitalize. But as it is, he still has to find that angle. The young Joshua Mangilog, there's so much on his shoulders. And here you can see, he's not even the first to go. If anything, it's Ryzen who's checking bushes for him.
That's true. And again, he's always just, I guess, at this point, you'll think the Balmon's a little bit more tankier than the Kufra. And the Kufras, you just need that for the team fight. So we're losing Ryzen may be okay, but the Kufra, absolutely, you're right, not so much.
And I think also at the same time, they're willing to use Ryzen as, this is going to sound horrible, but as bait, as the scapegoat.
Exactly.
That's exactly
and that's not a bad thing, because if RSG use too much of their abilities to try and take down the bomb, and even if they do, yes, Omega won't have the hero or the player that they have that can retro objectives away, but Omega will still be able to counter with the lineup that they have. Great positioning here by Demon Kite and Light, by the way, as Omega want to contest this Lord that RSG have already taken control of.
That's exactly how the young Dean Sumagi plays. All the dirty jobs, all the things that Omega needs to be done, whether it be stealing a Lord and dying along the way, or again, checking bushes on behalf of Chaknu to set up those miracle initiations. That's exactly how Ryzen plays. He does what needs to be done for the barangay. And here, they're kiting the Lord.
Mind games, man.
Let's pull it over to this side. Let's pull it over here.
Right.
Make Demon Kite think about it, because look, they're never showing where Chaknu is. The Mamba is just everywhere at this point, every bush.
What a long dance we have here. Like, they're not showing up and they're not giving up. I love this. I love this.
Lord at a fifth. Lord at a fifth. Mind you, Omega knows where Light is, but they don't know where Chaknu is. So check the angle here. Nats jumping in.
Immortality.
Congratulations. And the sniping. Ryzen very low. He gets the hell out of there. Very low as well. The answer back. Oh my God. The Filipino Savage takes out the hook. The pull in. They trade up for Kelra. Aqua takes him down. Renzio goes down as well. And Eto Max. It's a 3-for-1 so far. It's looking like it's all falling apart.
Another one.
Popping the mortality on the Mamba. And he's going to go down just as quickly. Aqua is merciless. It's just Ryzen left. This is about over.
That's basically it. Look at the minion waves. It's all they're waiting for.
Oh, they have the waves though. Ryzen being able to buy time here for Omega. Can he actually do this layer?
There's not enough. It's going to be a while until the next member of Omega comes in, and he's going to get punished underneath his own tier 3 in mid. And Aqua just keeps on going, son. This is going to be game 1 going over to RSG Philippines.
22-8. Very, very dominant.